Alrighty folks, this will be episode 6 in the tank. What we've done this week is we water tested, and leak tested all the new bulkheads I put in last week and all the new plumbing and the pumps and every connection. We did a leak test. Everything was great. And yesterday we filled the tank to about 3/4 of the way full. And just let the Eheim canister filter run, not the sump. And today we put in all them big rocks. There's some big rocks for this tank, and put all them in. A couple of plants, plastic plants that I had extra, I gave them to them, so they put them in there. So did that, and then we filled it up the rest of the way. We treated the water with some Seachem Safe, and we also treated it with some Seachem Stability to get the cycle starting on this tank. We filled the overflow. You'll see with, what do they call them things? They're little sponges, scrubbing sponges or whatever, pot scrubbers. Put 30 of them in the bottom of the overflow, and then the bio bale, you'll see it, that we put on top of it. I showed all that. And then today, once we got the water level up where it's going into the overflow, we put 5 pounds of carbon down in the bottom of the sump, right there by the inlet where or the outlet where the pump sucks it out of the sump and pumps it back up in the tank. Same thing we did with the other tank. We put a 5-pound bag of carbon in there, charcoal, whatever you want to call it. So it is now up and running. No fish or anything like that. And the other problem is we don't have no lights. So up above it, there are 2 4-foot dual fluorescent light bulb fixtures, like shop lights. And so he's got to go buy 4 light bulbs. He's going to try to do that sometime today or tomorrow. He did say once he gets them in there and plugs it in, and he'll send me a picture of what it looks like. So we're good there. And he's going to treat the tank on Thursday and Saturday with another dose of stability on Thursday and another dose again on Saturday. We're just going to use that whole bottle up on that tank. And it's not a very big bottle, just whatever I could get at Petco, because I couldn't get it fast enough from Amazon. So anyway, let's get into it. This is episode 6, and the next week we're going to go shopping for fish. And actually I'm trying to convince him to get Shabumpkin goldfish. Problem is, there's nobody here. We only have local pet stores. So if you know anybody that sells Shabumpkins that we can buy and get them shipped here at a reasonable price, let me know, because that's what I'm wanting him to put in there instead of just regular old goldfish. And oh, by the way, my friend Dustin, he stopped by my house yesterday, dropped off a common pleco. It's about 6 inches long, 7 inches maybe. And so we put that in the first 300-gallon tank today, and you'll also see that. So anyway, let's get to the video and we'll go from there. All right, folks, so the leak test is on. We're putting water in, and it's slowly creeping over this way through all that substrate. And so far over there's no leak where I put the new plug in, or the new bulkhead. And I haven't checked this one yet. I'm going to let it get a little bit higher, and then we'll have to check the ones inside the overflow and make sure they're not leaking. So, hi folks, no leaks. I filled the overflow with water. Just stuffed a couple of 1-inch tubes in there just to give it standpipes, and they're not sealed, and I can hear the water dripping down into the sump. But my centerpiece right there that goes back to the Eheim, no leaks. And then way back there, that guy has no leaks either. So the water test is good. All right, folks, I want to show you what we're filling the overflow with. So there's 30 pot scrubbers in there. that are in the bottom. And then we're going to fill the rest with, Eheim calls this a bio bale, and that was what was originally in it. And I just took it home and basically cleaned it, and we're going to stuff it back in there. And then the overflow will be ready to go. And then we got to clean the sand. That's the next fun part. So there you go. The overflow now has the bio bale all in there. And all the water that comes in through the weir will go through the bio bale, through the, what do you call it, those sponges, and then back to the sump. So now we're got to get ready to do clean the substrate. Just so you can visualize, I got to put all this substrate that's in this 20-gallon muck bucket back in the tank, one scoop at a time. It's going to take a little bit of time, and then we can start doing the substrate flushing. Alrighty folks, so turn the flash on a little bit, but we are filling her up. Leak test is done, no leaks. I spread the substrate, I cleaned the substrate. It's not perfect, but we're gonna let the filter do the rest of it for us, because I'm wore out. I'll just be honest with you. My old butt can't take all this crap. But anyway, we're gonna fill this thing up about halfway up, and we're just gonna let the Eheim filter run. I opened all the gate valves on the Eheim, and once the water reaches right here, it'll start draining into the Eheim, and once it purges all the air, it'll start pumping water out this hole. And we're just going to let it do its thing, and we'll go from there. So then tomorrow, after we let this thing run overnight with about half full, you see all these rocks. These are big, heavy rocks. Then the challenge is getting them in there without dropping them and breaking the glass, because it was a pain really hard getting them out. But once we get them in, then we can fill the tank the rest of the way and let her run for a few days. I'm gonna have to get me some live bacteria to get the cycle started on this thing, and go from there. There you go. That's that Eheim purging the air out, because the water's coming in. It's like a whale with his blowtorch. There it goes. Once she gets full, we'll be able to turn this puppy on and get her running. Let this thing start filtrating. I'm so ready. All right, folks. So the Eheim is running. Nice and quiet. And he's pumping water. I don't see any leaks. So evidently, I did a good job plumbing. Let's go look at the top. Now, you see it's pumping. As you can see, oh, what a head rush. We're gonna let it run. We're gonna fill this baby up about halfway and let it run overnight. And tomorrow we'll start putting the rocks in here. What do you think? Alrighty folks, so we're almost halfway full. We're gonna go maybe another inch or two, and then we're gonna call it quits and let the filter run overnight. And then tomorrow we'll come back in and we'll put the rocks in here and finish putting everything together and getting the sump and everything working and running. And then it's a matter of getting the water treated and set up for fish. So stand by, it's coming, we're getting close. So I'm going to shut the water off, and we're going to leave it like this overnight and let the filter run, and then we'll throw the rocks in tomorrow and get her prepared for fish.
The next day.
Alrighty folks, we are filling it all the way to the top now. Got the rocks in there, everything, so we're going to fill it and get the sump and the filters and everything all kicking and get this thing going and treat the water and all that fancy stuff. Meanwhile, we got this new Pleco that my friend Dustin gave me to put in this tank, and we released him in here today, and this is his new home. And like I say, this tank is doing wonderful. I mean, you look at it, crystal clear water, algae growing a little bit because I think they leave the lights on a little bit too long, but it's all good. Put that suckerfish in there. Hopefully he'll help out with the algae a little bit. But there we go, folks. Alrighty, she's completely full and up and running. No leaks. Water's been treated. Bacteria's been added. Next week we'll go shopping for fish. Okay, folks, so there you have it. This is the end of episode 6. The tank is up and running. Man, we are almost there, and I'm so happy because I'm wore out. I mean, it's a lot of work to fix these 2 tanks. This tank that I'm working on in this episode or this series has been especially more difficult just for the fact of the tank was leaking. So it was a lot more work that we didn't plan on, but in the long run, we know we got a good stable tank, so that's good. And so anyway, I hope you enjoyed this so far. There'll be one last episode once we get fish in it that I'll do, and that will end the series. And I hope you like the series. It'll be in a playlist. I'll put it at the end of this video and also in the description. If you missed part 1 through whatever, you can just always go to the playlist and watch it. And my wife is really trying to kill me because, man, she just made these delicious brownies, and I love chocolate. Of course, I'm a diabetic, so it's not good for me, but sometimes you gotta splurge. Anyway, I hope you have a great week. Thanks for watching. Please like, share, and subscribe. As always, love you all. Bye-bye.